After placing the joints, we have to add those joints to the already existing skin cluster. Remember that we already have joints that are deforming the face. What we have to do for this is, first of all, select each joint individually. In this case, you have to watch out for the following. If you drag a selection marquee around all those joints, Maya is used to select only the highest joint in hierarchy. So that means when we have a closer look to the outliner and see what we actually have selected, then we can see when we unfold one of the joints that owns child joints, that those children are not selected. So that means that we have to be careful whenever we select joints, either to do that in the outliner or do that really one by one while pressing the Shift button on the keyboard. So now you can see in the outliner that every joint is selected. That is exactly what we want to have. And now we select the skin additionally. And instead of going to skin, bind skin as we have done before, what we have to do now is to go to Edit Influences and here to Add Influences, and it is advisable to choose the options in that case. Because in the options you can choose to have the newly added influences with locked weights from the beginning, and you can now define a default weight. This prevents Maya from messing around the existing skin weight. If you do not check that button and do not set the default weight to 0, it might be that after adding those joints, all the skinning that you have done on the eyebrows will be messed up with the newly created joints. So when we have checked that, we can say Add. And now when we go to the Paint Skin Weights tool, you can see that all those new joints are listed in the list of joints that are influencing our skin. For the skin editing, we are proceeding exactly the way we have done for the eyebrow. And my suggestion is that you start with the jaw joint. So first of all, we have to switch the mode to the select mode and the selection mode to the component mode. And now we are selecting all the vertices that we want to assign to the jaw joint, which is not so easy as you can see, because part of that lies in the inner part of the geometry, especially when we are talking about the inner mouth. So what is a nice feature here is to use the Grow and Shrink Selection Region hotkey. So what we can do is simply select one of the lower lip vertices, best one which you can find exactly at the border between low and up lip, but you could also choose this one if this is easier for you to be selected. I will go for this here, and then you are using the hotkey, which is the is bigger as sign on your keyboard. And you can see that this is increasing your selection region. When we have a look at the inner side of the mouth by switching to the wireframe mode, you can see that this already grabbed everything that we actually would need for the jaw deformation. The rest of the vertices are best to be selected by using the Paint Selection tool again. And after we have selected all the vertices we need, we will assign them completely to the jaw joint. So for this we have to switch back to our Paint Skin Weights tool by double-clicking the tool. Then we select the jaw joint and we are giving it a value of 1. Because at the moment the weighting is completely on the head joint and the head joint is unlocked, the jaw joint will now hold all the weights. So to check this, again, we would have to switch back to the object mode, select our jaw joint and do the rotation. As you can see, this already works quite fine, but again, it is advisable to make a little animation for all the joints that you're gonna skin weight before you are doing the weighting, so that you can better see what's going on without always having to open and close the Paint Skin Weights tool. So the resulting animation should then approximately look like this.